everybody. Welcome back to the Use Up Pens podcast. We're happy to be back. We know it's been a while that you've heard from us. We're going to do a little recap episode. Oh, yeah. I'm your host, Tristen. And my parents are here. Trent's parents. Hello.
Yo.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to do a recap and a little update of what's been going on since we talked in the microphones last. So, yeah, we're going to go over an update on Mom, an update on my baby child, and an update on how Trent is handling all of that, and then some new stuff we have in the store. So stay tuned to know what we have at drawingsbytrent.com. What?
Can we also talk about why you say things so weird?
No. Actually, maybe that's an episode for another time. If you want to talk about why I have weird language, write a review and 5-star rating. Just kidding.
Leave your question.
And leave your question.
Why does Tristen talk?
Why does Tristen
I know where
talk?
she gets it.
Why does Tristen talk so weird?
Okay. So yeah, we'll start off with an update on Mom. Is that cool?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm still alive.
Yay.
And I went about 2.5 months ago, which is weird. I went to walking on with the boot and putting pressure on my foot and stuff, to walking about a month later with a shoe, which I had to get these like diabetic fat foot shoes for swollen feet. That's what I would say.
They're sliders.
Sliders, right? Yeah. And they're the only thing that would
Thing that
would fit my fat foot. Say that fast. Yeah. Fit fat foot. And
so her fat foot goes in like it's normal. Then her skinny foot slides away into the slide.
So I've been walking on my foot for probably 6 weeks.
Probably
now,
6 weeks,
which is weird, but it still hurts a lot. But I mean, it's healing. It's just a super long process. I started back to work. I started back half-time, which I already had planned because that gives me time to work for Drawings by Trent, and we still get my benefits at work. And so that's been good. And I've been able to, just leave when it's too much. And
you're driving yourself. And
I started driving myself it's probably been 4 weeks, but I really only drive to work and back, church and back.
Yeah.
I haven't driven to Wichita or anything, but I did drive on 254 yesterday. I took, we went to, Cheryl Griffin came down from Emporia, and we had lunch for our friend Melody's 60th birthday. Oh.
None of these people do you know.
I know. I'm just saying. A friend came down for her 60th birthday party. I drove to Benton. So I drove on a highway that was 65, for the first time, or 70. 70. Yeah. And it was fine.
Good.
But, I mean, it hurts my foot to drive, so I don't go very far.
Yeah.
And I probably shouldn't be driving if it hurts my foot, but, I mean.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I have a question. Do your socks say moist?
Okay. Dad got these for me for Christmas as a joke, but they're actually the loosest, most comfortable socks I have.
Are they also the most moist socks that you have?
For the record. For reference?
For reference.
Mom hates that word.
And yeah.
What word?
Moist.
There you go.
That's
the story of the socks, but they're very comfortable and work well right now. So
you're welcome.
That word just makes me think of a yummy banana bread.
I thought you didn't like the word either.
Oh,
doesn't bother me.
Oh,
I don't like the word flesh.
Oh, yeah,
or fleshy. That grosses me out. Ew. That's so nasty. Ew. Oh, that's
okay.
That's
they can't
horrible.
hear you, so that's probably
horrible.
good. Nobody wants to hear that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the story.
Have you ever put salve on your moist flesh?
Okay, that's enough.
She doesn't like that one.
That is enough.
Ew.
Now, if we only had a bowl of cereal
my
to
injury
eat while she was here, because then
my injury is it takes a long time to recover from, but I mean, they tell me eventually it should be close to normal. I'm going to start physical therapy in about 2.5 weeks. So that'll be good.
Yeah. On Trent's birthday.
Which means it's
27th
soon. We don't even know what we're going to do.
That's right. Oh, by the way, her toes, are supposed to be like this. They're like this.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this part is straight. It's the middle part. It's all crunched up. See that?
It's pretty terrible, Corey. Don't make light of it.
Yeah, Dad.
Sensitive subject.
Your big toe is nice, though.
It is, and I'm working really hard. I'm stretching these babies. I'm just like,
Good.
oh, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Be normal. I may have some numbness that will never go away, which is not cool.
She wasn't very happy.
I mean, I'm happy I have a foot, so.
I was about to say, best case scenario.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, any more things you can think of?
Don't ask him.
Oh, yeah.
Don't.
No.
We'll just change the topic.
We won't get into that. Okay.
We need to change the topic. So
You're not allowed, Dad.
Yeah.
No boys allowed. Okay. Winry update is next. Winry, my daughter, which is weird to say. What?
Our daughter.
Yeah, you want to showcase her?
Yeah, there you go.
She's wearing a Grogu outfit.
She was born August 21st.
From her cousin. Yes. August 21st.
It's the circle of life.
Yeah.
She's precious. Aw.
She's precious and she's grumpy.
Talk, baby? Good. Yeah.
She's sass. That's all she's got.
She's sassy, girl. She's feisty. Yeah. Yes. Born on 8/21, and she was 8 pounds even and 21 inches long. Born at 8/11.
10 minutes early. Man.
Yep. Yeah. So Trent, I think this is funny, so I'm going to share it. Trent was spending the night at our house Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, I think.
Mondays and Thursdays? No. It switched, yeah. Yeah, I was.
Oh, yeah, because you were going in on Wednesday, so we had him on Tuesday.
Yeah, but
for the night. Yeah.
But that never really happened anyway. Yeah, he was spending the night Tuesday.
one time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
Monday
the point is,
Thursday.
it was going to be Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then I had contractions all day Tuesday. And so we were like, let's play it safe. Like, we won't take him tonight. And then she was born the next morning. So that's probably good. Because I was screaming my head off.
Yeah, it would not have been.
Trent
good
would
for
not
Trent.
like that.
No. No. He would have been so concerned.
Should I?
I don't care.
mean,
it was weird.
sure.
It was weird.
Well, it was
That's
weird.
a
You weren't
because-
even there.
It was
Say
weird
that about your
because
granddaughter.
because
Or your daughter.
okay, you didn't do like traditional
No.
go to the hospital kind of thing.
No. Forget the hospital.
However,
Sorry.
we did get to meet Spencer from SB Mowing,
Yeah, so I don't know why you're complaining.
so that was pretty
Dad.
cool.
Hey now.
Or they got to meet us.
We
I don't know.
we
which-
met them
no.
somewhere.
No, I think it's out now, but it's fine.
Oh, okay. But when we met him, he was like, we haven't put this on social media. So
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
don't talk about it.
yeah.
Which nobody knows still yet, so it's fine.
Anyway.
Okay, well, there you go.
So that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a very different experience. Like for us, having all of our children born in a hospital and then
I
Sam
think
in the hospital and then
the only one that thought it was weird and different was you, but it's okay.
Tell him how it went down.
Okay, so I had on Tuesday, I had contractions every like 10 minutes for like 24 hours, basically. Super like manageable. Oh yeah, I gave birth at a midwifery. I forgot to say
see,
that.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, I labored most of the time at home, and then at 5 a.m. Wednesday morning, they like my contractions were more intense and more frequent. So they were like 5 to 8 minutes apart, but like not super consistent. And they're supposed to be consistent like for an hour before you call to like go in or whatever. And so we were texting my doula. I was texting my doula, and then at like 6 a.m., so like an hour later, they went to like 2 minutes apart, like super intense. And Easton at that point was like talking to the like calling everyone, talking to our doula, or like texting our doula and tracking my contractions, which thank you for that. Cause I was struggling, and that was so cute. And then our doula was like, okay, is she talking to Easton? Okay, is she like screaming, or is she just like yelling and like she grunting and she can like get through it? And at the time I was just like grunting. And so he told her that, and she was like, okay, maybe like make her some breakfast, maybe like make sure she eats something, because I hadn't eaten anything all night, obviously. And then like right after that, I started screaming my head off. And he was like, okay, she's screaming. And she's like, okay, we need to go to the midwifery. So we got in the car. We got there at 7:30. We had to wait a tiny bit for the midwife and the doula and the birth team to get there.
Oh my goodness.
So I contracted in the parking lot twice. And then we got in, and we got there at 7:30, and she was born at 8:11.
You got there at 7:30, and you had to wait on them.
Okay.
For like
5
to 10 minutes.
So it was less than 30 minutes after they got there that she was born.
Okay, so I'll give you the timeline. At 7:56, Mom and I got a text from Easton. Apparently, we are close.
Okay, but he called you prior to that.
Yeah, that is not the first time I talked to you.
Right.
He called you at like
Is
6 or something.
Yeah. Christy got at our house.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Okay. There's August 21st, 6:44 a.m. There's talks of going to the birthing center.
6:44. Okay.
And then so that was 6:44. Also at 6:44, ramped up very quickly the last hour and a half. Okay. So then we asked, do we come when you head to the place? And then Easton's like, yeah, it'll still be a while, according to them, but want to let you know. I would say being there around 9 o'clock, if you want to be there early, should be fine. Blah, blah, blah. Then so that last one, he was like, yeah, whenever, it's not a big deal. That was at 6:54. At 7:39, they said we might actually be in the home stretch.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got there at 8:25, and she was already born.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't know for a long time.
We didn't know. We were like waiting.
So let me tell you from our side.
Yeah.
Like, I know it was probably a better experience for you guys, like as your family unit. Mm-hmm. And this doesn't matter at all. But it was so much different than if you'd have been in a hospital. We would have been there. Of course, as fast. Well, you wouldn't have labored at home that long. You would have probably been at the hospital. You still wouldn't have been at the hospital very long. Yeah.
It did break, but it didn't.
I don't know what I said.
Oh, okay, sorry. Easton said her water never broke. It didn't to us. But then after she was born, they told us that my water had broke, but it got trapped at her head because she was so low. And so we didn't know that it was like that close to her being born because it didn't.
Wouldn't have had a traditional
oh, my water
Well,
broke after
but we would have got to the hospital and they'd been like, "Oh, she's been born," and given us updates constantly. You know, we would have like been able to go out right outside your door and heard her crying, or
But also, we would you would have gone to the hospital early to labor at the hospital, and we would have been there already. So we would have probably been there.
I still think it wouldn't have been
at 6
that
o'clock or
long
something
because you didn't start the harder labor. Until,
right.
I mean, you probably would have gone at the 5 o'clock or whatever, 5:30. You probably would have went then.
Yeah.
But as far as us, we were like, oh man, like.
Yeah, it was
we
weird.
were trying to read the body language of every person that came.
Yeah, came out of the
came and walked across, and usually they were happy, and they were like, okay, everything's going good because they're smiling,
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was kind of.
But for you, I know it was probably a better experience than in a. I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
Than in a hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Oh yeah. Yeah. The birth team was asking us if
they were
we wanted them to go talk to you guys.
There's crazy people in the lobby looking at us really intently.
They're used to that.
Yeah.
But
well, and Easton's mom kept texting me like, "Give me an update. What's going on?"
Yeah.
And I had heard she was born. I'm like, I'm not telling his mom.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the one to, that's just something you guys get to do.
So then we were texting Easton going, you need to text your mom.
Yeah.
You need to
call
tell
your mom now.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
It was super nice after she was born. We did I had not complications, but I had to take some medicine after she was born. Yeah, and some shots. Nothing like it wasn't a big deal at all, but it was really nice because I remember like Meridian, my midwife, went through like after birth care and stuff. And I was just sitting there staring at her. What?
After birth, I
I
knew
how to
I
take
was
care
laughing.
of the afterbirth,
Yeah.
or
I knew you.
how to care after the birth.
You said afterbirth care,
Yeah,
and you meant after
The afterbirth?
birth care.
the placenta and stuff,
Never mind. They call the placenta afterbirth.
Oh, yeah, you lost me. I didn't know that.
she didn't know that. Andy.
Okay. I second you said it, I'm like, Corey, don't.
Oh, it was just right there. How could you not?
If you didn't know, that's how you could not.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. Okay. You're
Anyway.
after giving birth
yes,
care.
yes. Yeah. Anyway, it was nice because like they didn't rush me. I wasn't gonna be there forever. We were there 2 hours and then we went home. And like we were the only ones there giving birth. It wasn't like my team had to like care for anybody else. It was very.
that was good because there's only 2 or 3 of them.
No, there were 4.
Were there?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they say they don't want too many in the room anyways.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
that's really, I mean, from what I hear, it's getting more and more popular.
mhm.
Maybe not in this area as much, but like, cousins in Oregon have done it. My friends' kids in Colorado have used midwives.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah. So we used Born Midwifery in Wichita. Shout out to them. We love them. And we went there today for a different appointment, and we see her on the little wall, her little picture, and her little name is on the board for 2024 babies.
do you know which number she was? We were looking at the numbers.
They said they hadn't updated it in a long time.
I thought, though, they put the number by the baby, but on that other
Oh, it was
wall.
the date.
Oh, it was
Their
just the
little,
date.
uh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a very good experience, I thought. Yeah. So there's that.
She's
So-
doing good.
So let's talk about how Trent has handled. We have Sam already. So Sam is 9 months now.
Mm-hmm.
December 27th born. And we spend more time probably just because of the work relationship. We spend probably more time with you guys than than the other kids. So Trent's around you more. But we also we've watched Sam quite a bit. Tried to spend good amount of time with him. And TJ, our youngest son, is on the East Coast, or he's in South Carolina and now in Florida, trimming trees after Helene and Milton. So we've seen Sam more because we've had Brooke over and stuff. So there was a little video we posted recently of Trent feeding Sam, which is super cute. But how's he handled Winry?
About how he handled Sam in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, I think that cry is the crying. I think he doesn't know what to do, and he just needs to get away.
Yeah.
But I think he's self-regulated pretty well when, you know, he'll go downstairs or whatever. And he's acting happier around them. Like he's choosing to be around them more.
Yeah, I was about to say, there have been a couple times I've taken her into the same area.
I think he's just slapping his
Okay. I couldn't tell if it sounded
like ripping.
closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, there have been a couple times I've taken Winry into the area that Trent's in, like to change her diaper or to grab something, and he kind of like looks, but he's not like darting out of the room.
Yeah.
Which I think is progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you sent that video. Was that today? You sent the video about the dude talking about crying people?
I think so.
It's today.
Today.
So that really, I hadn't thought about it before. That really got me thinking, you know, if Trent hears not just a baby, but anybody crying, and the only association he has with that is his own feelings, like if they're feeling the way he feels, and then maybe it's not just about the noise or the volume of the cry, but more about him not knowing what to do, not knowing how to respond to that, not knowing what help to give or what or whatever. I hadn't thought about it from that perspective. He just gets up and leaves, and we just are all like, oh, it's the noise, or
he's only crying.
Yeah, but there might be other things going on there, not understanding how to empathize or work that out.
Like,
and I once told him, and you know, he struggles with perceiving language and following it. But we had Sam over one day. I think it was just me and Trent and Sam upstairs, and Sam cried a little bit. I mean, just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And Trent got real, like, he was just
edgy.
Yeah, just didn't know what to do. It was like, and I'm just like, dude, you gotta, like, you cry and nobody knows why you're crying. We have to figure it out. And Sam cries and we have to figure it out. Like, we don't know if he's hungry or if his diaper, you know, and this is just Trent. It's just like you. And, you know, we don't get mad at you when you cry. We just try to help you figure it out. So we have to do the same with Sam.
You know, honestly,
you probably didn't get it, but
Trent doesn't cry very often at all. And I really, when I think about when he has cried, it's been when he's been in extreme pain.
Extreme pain.
Because he'll either throw up afterwards or he'll have a headache. Like, you'll know.
Yeah, horrible migraine.
He cries when he's shaking and about to get aggressive.
Yeah.
And he does that when he's in pain. So when babies or people cry, he must associate that with physical pain.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Speculation.
Yeah, it's all speculation.
Yeah. But yeah, I watched that video. It's a video I saw on TikTok on my FYP from Rachel Yoder is the creator. And her husband has autism, and he made this video about how it makes him uncomfortable when other people are crying around him because he knows what they need, but he can't give that to them. And so
or he doesn't want to.
Or he doesn't want to.
Yeah. He feels like he can't.
Yeah. Well, we talked about being a stranger or something. He's like, I know you probably need a hug or something to help calm, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. I'm not the person to do that. Yeah.
So
And
that guy is high functioning,
yeah.
clear, able to communicate his feelings.
For sure. Yeah. And he, at the end, he was saying, his wife asked him, like, okay, if, like, no judgment, your natural response if someone is crying, what would you do? He's like, oh, walk away.
Yeah.
You start crying, I'm out.
It was funny because he got up to act it out.
Yeah.
Right? He was standing there and he just like put up his hand and like walked away.
And so I sent it to the family and I'm like, the last part is Trent.
Yeah.
That's what he does. So yeah.
The last part is probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we understand socially, even if you're uncomfortable, you have to.
Oh, like what people want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
like probably most of us would like,
Oh, you're emotional, I'm out.
would
Yeah.
want to leave.
Yeah. Like it makes them uncomfortable.
Especially if you're a low mercy person like me.
I think that the stranger thing relates to Trent, and children. But if I'm crying, Trent's not walking away.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
he's
making
very
sure
interested.
I stop. You know, he'll dry my face with his hand. He'll look at me concerned, like, you better stop this.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not like,
And he'll keep peeking in on me, like, are you done?
it's
He
not
very
like
concerned.
it's not like empathy. It's not like he
Well,
wants.
it feels like it.
It's not like he wants
You to be happy.
like he's trying
Or,
to
like,
help or something. It's like,
It makes him uncomfortable. He wants it to be over.
I want you to stop. I don't know how to help you.
Well, I think it's that anxiety thing that the guy talked about. It causes him anxiety, and it definitely causes Trent anxiety.
Yeah. Well, and there was a time too, a bunch of us were downstairs. I had Winry down there and she was crying and I needed to change her diaper. And Aunt Christy was there trying to like console Trent, but he was like looking over her and just very interested in her crying. And it wasn't like, I'm mad because you're crying. It was like, what's going
Concern.
on? I was like, why is she doing that?
Yeah. I think Trent would really love to live in a world where nobody got upset, and nobody raised their voice, and nobody cried, and
Nobody said no.
Nobody said no, right?
Yeah. I've used this quite a lot recently, and I just was we had a local dad call me a couple days ago. Has an autistic son who's a teenager and become violent within the family, and so wanted some, I don't know, somebody just to talk to about that, and it's a different situation, but we were talking about like what we heard when Trent was very young was about anxiety. And I can't remember if we talked about this on a podcast, but most neurotypical adults have anxiety on a scale of 1 to 10. We have a typical anxiety level of, maybe 2 or 3 or something, normal. So there's a little anxiety about our day or about, what other people are doing or whatever, but it's very manageable. And so when something happens that would cause anybody a great deal of anxiety, like a crying baby, oh no, we got to figure it out, then our anxiety that level may rise from a 2 or 3 up to a 5 or 6 or 7 or something, but get higher, but it's still manageable. Like it's higher, but it's still manageable. And so I think we had a psych tell us a long time ago that for many autistic individuals, they live with an anxiety level at 8 or 9 all the time. And so the simplest things push them over that edge, and where they just can't deal with it anymore. Yeah. And so
you're like past self-regulation.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really helped me. I don't know if helped me is the right word, but to think about that, it's given me.
Well, it helped your understanding.
It's given me a way to process that.
Yeah.
And knowing like Trent, when those things happen, you know, Trent needs accommodations for that because it's more than he can handle.
Mm-hmm.
So medication and then other people being aware.
Yeah.
Trent's not just, it's not that he hates babies. I mean, clearly he loves babies.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to touch their heads and he likes to see them and he likes to get really close and smell them.
Mm-hmm. Who doesn't?
I think he's touching his lips on their head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the other stuff.
likes
It's the
sensory
unpredictable
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's probably the stuff like with animals, we say he loves animals and clearly has a
Mm-hmm.
unique understanding of animals, but doesn't really like to be around the real ones because they're unpredictable.
Yeah.
And he likes predictable.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can segue this, I guess, into talking about how he handles babies translates to him, us being his caregivers, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
No, not at all. Not with
Mom
you at
is
all.
tracking
Mom
with me.
clearly thinks she knows what's going on, but I don't know.
She does.
Yeah, she's talking about that because there's been such this big change in the family with adding a baby. It's not just affected like how he responds to babies, but also how he has seen the things change with them as his caregivers. Like all of a sudden he's not spending time here like he was. All of a sudden he's not spending the night here anymore. He's had to adjust to that.
Been a lot of adjustment this summer.
Right?
Been
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
adjustment. Okay.
See, Dad?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Okay.
Keep up.
But been a lot of adjustment this summer with, because unexpected things happen, the wreck and all the changes to the family and the trip with Easton
Yeah.
and Trent and I. And
That feels like so long ago.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, man.
and
Yeah.
then babies and
Yeah.
All the
lots
stuff.
of things that happened. We just got back from Illinois and
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You guys had a lot.
and then went to Great Bend and for
Yeah,
that
we've had a lot.
event and
But I think Trent's adjusted. I do. And I think probably, you talked about having him start spending some days here. And
Mhm.
I think that'll go okay.
Yeah.
If he knows he's not spending the night right away,
Mm-hmm.
he'll probably handle that okay.
Yeah. And I noticed, like, because Winry's had some mouth issues, I guess. I don't know what to call them. But that's caused her to, like, be with me or on me a lot, like, all the time. And which made it so Trent didn't want to be around me because I had her.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed, like, the more not independent she is, but the more she can not be attached to me, I guess. He has interacted with me more
Yeah.
now that she can be, like, with other people a little bit.
Right. And our family knows, most of his fans who've watched us a while know that you and he have a tight bond.
Mhm.
And it definitely, I mean, I don't know that he thinks, oh, I feel shunned or, oh,
Right.
but I know he probably misses that.
Okay, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
yeah,
But he's fine.
I was
He's
waiting for
doing
that.
good.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that
Good.
cryy part again.
Whatever. Okay. Moving on.
I was
It's
gonna,
just life.
gonna say
Yeah.
something and I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. So, yeah, it is a little bit different for him and for us. But I think he and we will get there.
You don't think he's jealous though, right?
I don't
Like,
think he's
I
jealous.
wouldn't say jealous.
I don't think he's jealous. I just think it's another change.
Just change. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
With having 4 children,
Mhm.
he's always had to share.
Yeah.
So, he understands sharing people.
Yeah.
okay, I'm laughing because Easton's trying to watch Winry and control the cameras, and he'd move the camera to me, and then Mom started talking, and it's been
He's
on me.
doing a great job,
for
though.
a
He's
while.
doing a great
He's
job.
doing a very good job.
He's doing it all
Easton.
by
Good
auditory.
job.
Monitoring
Dad.
all of that, and that's off me again. Okay, hey, so
He can't read your mind.
there have been a lot of changes this summer for him, and some of those things are changes that we couldn't necessarily prepare him for.
Mm-hmm.
We did try to prepare him for the new babies. Like, hey, there's
Yeah.
going to be a new baby, and there's going to be, changes and whatever. As much as you can help him prepare for that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to go to Tristen and Easton's as much as you did before. We're going to have to figure out some other things, but you can't prepare him for the totally unexpected stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, like, none of us were prepared for that call. So how have we done, do you think, preparing him and for babies and stuff? And is there anything that we could have done, or others? I'm thinking about other people. We're gonna have babies coming in, and how do they prep for that? How do you prep for those things? What's the best, like, what have we done? Did we learn anything? Can we help anybody
It's hard
else?
because we don't really know like what worked and what didn't, or like what made sense to him and what didn't.
Yeah.
I know when Sam was born, we tried really hard, like, to make a schedule. Like, she's going to be induced on this day, and then she's gonna, and then she wasn't induced.
And he
okay,
did
then
not
we did
like
another
that.
schedule.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
we're gonna
That was not
go
good.
on this day, and then he wasn't born till the next day.
Remember,
and-
he'd come and he'd be like,
Yeah.
baby.
So it was kind of nice not to have a way to prepare him like that with Winry, because you just don't know.
There wasn't room for upset.
Kind of learned a lesson there.
Yeah, but we did absolutely learn a lesson, because when Winry was born, or when you were getting close, we would just say, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like at some
there was
day,
no day to tell him.
Someday Winry's going to be born, and we'll tell you, and we'll go and be happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he honestly handled that better.
Yeah. Yeah. Than
And do you know
trying to
what's
say
funny?
this date, this time. Yeah.
I asked him beginning of I think it was the beginning of September. I said, Trent, do you want me to make your schedule? And he said no. And he hasn't wanted me to make a schedule.
That doesn't happen.
But I think if we need it for little things, that like big changes in schedule, I think we'll do it for little spurts of time. But like, he didn't want to know what was like, he didn't
Good for
want,
him.
I think he didn't want things to be scheduled out. I think he wanted the opportunity to say, no, I don't want to go do that, which we gave him anyway. But I think he felt like if it was on the calendar, he had to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So he has not wanted me to do that.
Who knows what's going on in that?
Well,
in
he's
that brain
almost
of his,
27.
but I think we talked about giving him updates like either the night before or the next morning. But it's a hard balance to know, like, is he anxious because of what's coming up, or more anxious because of what's coming up, or because he doesn't know what's coming up, and trying to balance that. And I suppose, like everybody, it changes over time, and maybe he feels like there's some consistency here because he hasn't been coming on whatever days, that kind of thing. And so,
I think
I don't know. You want me to do that?
something, I think it was cool, which I wish, I'll get to it. That I think it's cool that he was able to like see my belly get bigger, and we like talked about it's getting bigger because she's growing, and that means she's gonna be born soon, or
And Brooke and TJ didn't live with us then, or around us then, so he didn't have that same experience of watching her grow.
Well, and we weren't as comfortable like
touching
her belly, or
He felt her kick one time. I'm pretty sure he felt her kick, because first of all, she's strong.
She is incredibly strong.
And second,
She's so little.
he put his hand on my belly, but he didn't really know how to, or, so it was just barely on there. And as soon as his hand got on there, she kicked. And it was weird because she didn't kick a lot. It was more just like moving, like she would like push and then like move her leg or hand.
But she was connecting with her Uncle Trent.
But
or
as
something.
soon as he like put his hand on there, she kicked and he immediately like, oh, or like,
He
took
was
his
like,
hand
"What's
off.
going-
Yeah.
There's an alien belly.
Yeah, I was like, did you feel her kick? And he said yes, but I was like, I don't really know. But
Yeah.
anyway, I thought that
but
was
that would
cool.
have freaked him out. I think.
Yeah,
feeling
he
that would have freaked him out.
immediately took it out.
Yeah.
Or away.
That's
I
funny.
keep saying out. Yeah, took it away. Yeah, and sometimes like we hit her crib is in his room. And he didn't really seem to have a problem with it when we first did it, but I made sure to tell him like she's gonna sleep in Tristen and Easton's room. This is just up for future, like
She's older.
yeah. I was like, this is still Trent's room. You can still have the bed. Baby won't be in here. But it was sweet because I could say like, when I was pregnant, I would say, Trent, where's the baby? And he would point to my belly. And then I would be like, what's her name? And he would say, Winry. I'm like,
Yeah, he knew her name well when she was born.
She's so
Scrunched. Yeah.
yes.
She like curls up in a little ball.
Yeah.
She's going to the
That's
other
so
direction,
funny.
though,
Yeah.
than her normal direction.
Good. Good. Yeah, she's had to do some physical therapy. So that's good. She's going a different way.
Growing those muscles.
Stretching them. Yeah. Okay. Any more? I guess you said like talk about what worked, but
Oh, well,
said a few things.
I think we kind of covered that, but like just recognizing that with Brooke, telling him the day.
yeah, that was probably the biggest.
That was probably the biggest. So that just wasn't going to work because it's not concrete. So, and so even though it kind of doesn't make sense to us, you're like, well, we understand that you have a date, but babies kind of come when they come. But I think to him, it makes sense when we just said, we don't know.
Yeah.
She's coming. We just don't know when. And he was, for whatever reason, able to process that better. But there's a learning curve. The family is growing, and now, I think we're gonna have another one, number 3.
Are you allowed to say that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
They're
Mom
telling
didn't
people.
yell at me
Okay.
yet. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're telling people. Yeah. Once they told grandpa, they're like, oh, tell everybody.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't
Okay.
know they
Yeah.
told grandma.
Yeah. So Brooke and TJ are pregnant
It was like
with
the next
their,
week.
with their second.
Oh.
And so there's going to be another baby. By the
Yeah.
time Winry is 9 months, 10 months old, we'll have another one. So they'll be very close together. There's going to be 18 months between three grandkids. And so this is one of those things like where it's like we're just gonna have to deal with it. We're just like, okay, Trent, we gotta figure it out.
Well, and as far as
make it
him like
happen. And
not wanting a schedule now, I mean, this is kind of a different subject, but like he can decide to change. He can just decide this doesn't work for me anymore.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't like this. Yeah.
Just because something's worked a long time doesn't mean it's always going to work or be what they want. So we have to just listen
like
to
let
them.
go. Yeah.
and we've talked about the we've talked about like Trent needing space or space for Trent. Like we've talked about the new house and stuff and having a place for Trent to go. And I really think I keep getting kind of excited about that because just seeing him in the house now and knowing that when there are more babies or when we have the whole stinking family together, that he's going to have a place to go that's all his stuff, and he can shut the door if he wants to, and he can be there on his own. But honestly, he's handling things so well. Like we're making some changes with the business and adding another thing. I don't know why. It's going to be good, but it's a lot. So there's been a change with like out in the garage. Like we've done all this work in the garage and changing it up, and there's this new strange guy at the house this week setting up the wide format vinyl printer, and he's gonna be there all day, every day this week, getting it set up and then training us on how to use it, and it's gonna be really cool. But we're just like, hey, Trent, there's this other guy. But so many people are in and out of the house now, not just with family, but for the business that he's getting more. I don't think it's the best case for him, which is why we're going to move. But but he is handling it well, and I think he's doing really well. I think he's matured in that a lot.
Yeah, I think too. Sometimes Trent wants to be with everyone, but not with everyone.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He wants to be in the area, but like not involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think with a bigger living space, I guess, he'll be able to be as involved or not as involved as he wants.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I even think with the new change and when we move and we've got a place for the business on its own, we're going to have like Trent's going to have hours because the warehouse is going to be not just everywhere in our house anymore.
Right.
So there is going to have to be a schedule for him, which I think will be pretty consistent throughout the week. But these hours in the morning or the afternoon or whatever, and even if he's not necessarily physically working on something,
right,
he's going to be in that space.
Yeah.
And then Mom and I've talked about like limiting we're not going to ask him to do things for his business during the time that he's in his apartment. So there's going to be place for him to go where we're going to be able to separate home and work kind of thing for him. And so hopefully that helps him mentally separate those things.
And us too.
And us, it'll be very good for all of us, I think.
Well, and too, like, if you think about it, sure, he can have scheduled work hours or like, I'm in the warehouse at this time, but like I go into work and I get to choose what I work on at that time. You know what I mean?
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So like
he
doesn't have to have like a schedule of like, oh, on this day I do this and this time I do this. So that is probably beneficial, I guess, or like more of what he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's really good about like, if we tell him he needs to get something done, but he doesn't have to do it right away. Like he is good about, he will do it eventually. So if he knows he needs to make decal packs or whatever on Tuesdays, he may not do it right away. Yeah. But he will do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, remember when he was at Heartspring and they used to talk about like Trent's the only student who comes in, checks his board, and there's a list of 3 or 4 things or whatever he's supposed to do. And he just goes down the list and he just did it.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have to have really like prompting or help. He would see that task, he would complete it, and he'd go back to the board and he'd go, okay, there's the next one. And he might have to have help getting it all set up or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was very task oriented in that. And I'm kind of excited to see that play out. I think it'll be interesting to see because, before too long, we'll have the drawings by Trent area where we're filling orders and, making products and packaging, all that stuff. But then we'll have the, should we say the name or not? Okay. Then we'll have the other side, which has been named and it's really cool. We'll have the other side where we'll be making products, and some of those will be for Drawings by Trent and some of those will be for other like other people. So we're going to work with the school district and have other individuals but similar to Trent that are going to come in and learn job skills. And so it's not just going to be Trent doing that. We're going to expand that to be able to help others find purpose and passion like Trent in their own lives. And so that's going to be really cool to see how all of that, we won't have any idea how it's all going to function yet, but it'll be really interesting to see how all that functions. And Trent is kind of the
mascot.
I was going to say kind of like the superhero, like
the star.
Like Mom was just talking about how cool it is to see individuals with even higher functioning autism with Trent, watching him on social media and then messaging or commenting about how did you say it?
He's like a role model to them.
Yeah, they like look up to him. And so I just am excited to be in a place where we might bring other students in, and here's Trent doing this and be able to help others, and and all the other stuff we've talked about, like going out to schools and things. And I think this just could, I think there's a whole world of stuff that could open up for him.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So I know we have exciting stuff that we're not spilling the beans on yet. So I'm not talking about that. But what are some of our, like an update about the store?
I think the coolest thing going on right now is the booby shirt.
Yeah.
For breast cancer awareness. And it's this image was in his Halloween coloring book last year. And it's a bee with a ghost
dressed up like a
ghost. And he was calling his shirt with the tiger dressed up like a ghost the Boo Tiger shirt. And so somebody commented that this is a booby shirt. It could be a booby shirt. Yeah. And anyway,
we were like, yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty cute shirt. And we're giving part of the proceeds from the shirt to breast cancer research, or not research, to help families, the Pink Fund, to help families who are going through treatment financially.
Yeah. It bridges the gap to help pay bills, like necessary bills for individuals who are currently going through treatment. And I think it's based out of Minnesota, right?
I think it's St. Louis.
And so, that was
Missouri.
Not near at all. But anyway,
it starts with an M-I even.
But I think that's really cool. We like research them and what they do and how they help, and so we're pretty excited to do that. And we recently placed our third restock for those shirts. So we'd like to sell a lot more and help even more. But
and if however long we have them, we're going to keep them going. We're not going to order again, but we hope to sell them all eventually, and so that we can give as much as possible to the Pink Fund.
Yeah, very cool. Any more shirts or products?
We brought the Boo Tiger back because it was so popular last year.
It's so cute.
And it's doing well. This year we do a Halloween bundle that they can get that includes a shirt. So we got a cute raglan 3/4 sleeve with the elephant jumping the leaves.
Spread joy.
We've gotten the Bear With Me shirts in long sleeve. That's good for fall.
Yep.
We have a few of the cardigans.
Yes.
That were done last year. The mohair.
Really nice.
Is that what it is?
Mohair, yeah.
Very nice.
Which I don't know.
Merging emotions.
Yes.
That's what it's called.
I don't think you have very many of them left.
You're doing a good job, Easton.
Right?
There's just a couple of each size.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
I've never hunted a mow before, but so I'm not sure where they get that hair from. But it's pretty soft. It's pretty cool.
Anyway,
do you know what mohair comes from? I don't know what it comes from.
No.
Anyway,
no,
we didn't make them.
Maybe it's nothing. But yes, we have all that stuff. And did you place the order for the Christmas shirts?
I did.
Was that today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
So Christmas shirts are on the way. It is October 15th. So Christmas shirts have been ordered, and Christmas ornaments. 2024 Christmas ornaments have been ordered.
And the coloring book's almost done.
Oh, yeah, the Christmas coloring book. Do you want to tell them what it's called?
I don't remember.
Oh, it's Ho Ho Holiday. So super cute.
It is cute. Ho ho holiday. Calendar is in the works. The goal is November 1st. The images have all been chosen. It's getting there. It's a big project, and I don't know how I landed with it, but
I remember you
happen.
saying, "I'll handle the calendar."
2 years ago.
Yeah, well,
and then
that's
last
what you
year they're
get.
like, "Well, where's the calendar?" And I'm like, "Oh, I guess I did the calendar." I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But
It looks
it comes
great.
together.
Close was a.
It's going to look even better this time.
It was a bold or an optimistic word. I don't know. It's one of those two, but it's going well. And the graphic designer is working on making all the images the same, right?
Yes.
So that will be helpful.
It should be more consistent.
Yeah, and be helpful for us because then we're not going to have to be try to be doing that. But it does. I will just tell you because I had to help her last year.
You'll probably have to help me again.
You put all this stuff together, but then I step in at like the last minute. I'm like what do you call that in baseball? The Royals are out.
I thought maybe I would have Megan do that this year.
Pinch hitter, yeah. So then I come in and help just arrange the images on the page because it's really hard to
because I don't know what I'm doing.
Because they move.
You're doing great, Mom.
And you move one thing and it moves something else on the other side of the page. So, and I've spent more time doing that. So I come in and help finish that up and do that. But
that makes no sense for baseball whatsoever. But my question is, are we bringing back the 2025 calendar?
Calendar. 2025 calendar.
Are we doing the calendar or
I
are we
sure
just
hope
doing
not.
calendar?
That was a big old waste of paper and
that was a big, yeah. How many of those did we
a lot. A
print
lot of calends.
and ship? Didn't we ship some?
I don't know that we shipped the calends. I think we shipped the upside down hot dogs.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the upside down.
That was what got shipped. The
Yeah.
calends was noticeable from the get-go, but
we
it was
printed
the hot
them.
dogs.
We printed them. That's again where
I think we sent out like 200 calendars with the upside down image,
Yeah.
and they were the dancing hot dogs. And a lot of people, and I emailed every one of them. And it
Everyone
was
we
like,
tracked
I'm
down.
sorry, I'll send you a new calendar. And some people were like, "Oh, this is unique. Like, I want this. This is cool. I want
reminds me of
kind.
Trent.
yeah. And other people were like, "Yes, please send me a new one."
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost like finding the backwards D on a penny from whatever. Like
I've
you know,
never
they
heard of
do
that.
those little things. Yeah.
Well, okay. I think we're
But the
about time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Dad doesn't have a
Calendars.
wrap up bone in
He
his
doesn't.
body.
Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, cool. So, if you're interested in any of the items that we just talked about, or if you would like to see more of the items, you can go to drawingsbytrent.com and make sure to put your email in the little email box newsletter. Thank you.
Hey, when are you gonna make a song like the insurance songs that they used to sing?
Yeah, freecreditreport.com.
Yeah. When are you going to make
yeah.
a Drawings by Trent
That would be
freecreditreport.com
fun.
song? That would be
When
really
someone else writes it for me and then I can sing it. Yeah, so
free credit report.
make
Yeah.
sure you go to drawingsbytrent.com and put your email in the on the thing to get the newsletter. Yeah. And then you'll know when the calendar launches and when the Christmas stuff is available.
Yeah.
So you can get it in time for Christmas. So yeah, we thanks for tuning in.
It's been a long time since
Yes,
we've
it
done
has.
this.
Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time on the Used Up Pens
This
podcast.
has been a new episode of Used Up Pins. Thank you so much for listening. New episodes drop every other Wednesday. Make sure to check out our Patreon where we have exclusive merch, exclusive items, and Trent drawings. A bunch more content, as well as ad-free episodes, and then also a couple extra podcasts. If you like listening to our podcast, make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube if you're listening on YouTube. And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure to rate and review us, whether that's Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to podcasts. And then lastly, make sure to check out our store for all of Trent's art and a bunch of other merch that all has Trent's art on it. So thank you so much for supporting the Trent family, the Landreth and Moore family, and see you next time.